the voice that could not be silenced. In a quiet but growing community tucked away on the outskirts of the city lived a young man named Damilare. He wasn't rich, he wasn't popular, but he had something no one could take away, a voice that carried the sound of heaven. From the time he was a teenager, Damilare loved to sing. While others played football or scrolled through their phones, he wrote songs. His heart burned with passion for worship, and his dream was to be a gospel singer who would lead multitudes into God's presence. But in his community, no one took him seriously. Whenever he asked to lead a song in the church choir, they rolled their eyes. You? Just sit down and let the real singers handle it, some sneered. Some of his peers even worked behind the scenes to frustrate his efforts. But Damilare kept showing up. He kept rehearsing. He kept singing in his room, in his bathroom, on the road, anywhere he could lift his voice to the heavens. Then came a terrible blow. One day, a young lady named Lola in the choir, pressured and used by the choir master Toby and those who were jealous of Damilare's gift, falsely accused him of molestation. The rumor spread like wildfire. Without proper investigation, Damilare was suspended from the choir. Mockery followed him everywhere. Holy boy turned predator? Let's see if your singing can save you now. He was crushed, not just by the lies, but by the betrayal. People he once trusted turned their backs on him. It felt like the very gift God gave him was now the reason he was being torn apart. But still, he did not stop singing. He sang through his tears. He sang in secret. He sang while praying for justice. And most of all, he held on to God. Then came a night that changed everything. A popular gospel minister, Evangelist Paul, visited their community for a 3-day crusade. People gathered from all corners, seeking healing, miracles, breakthroughs. On the second night, Evangelist Paul opened the floor. If you have a request, he said, bring it to God tonight. No matter how small or strange it may seem, he's listening. Damilare stood up. The crowd buzzed in whispers. Isn't that the guy who was suspended? What is he doing here? But Damilare walked to the front with boldness. He took the mic and said, Sir, my prayer is simple. I want to sing. Not for fame, not for man's approval, but to do what I was born to do. I was falsely accused and cast aside, but I still believe something good can come from my voice. Evangelist Paul looked at him with grace-filled eyes and said, Young man, God sees your heart. You must forgive those who tried to silence you. Don't carry bitterness. Carry your gift, because no man's lie can cancel God's calling. Then the minister turned to the sound team. Give him the mic. Let him sing. Let heaven hear him. Damilare stood there, the stage lights soft on his face, the crowd watching, waiting. He opened his mouth, and what came out was not just a voice. It was a river of healing. It was a song of redemption. It was proof that God exalts the humble. The power of God swept through the atmosphere. People cried, others lifted their hand in worship. Many fell to their knees. That night, something shifted. Damilare wasn't just a boy with a dream anymore. He became a vessel of God's glory. The very next day, doors began to open. Choirs, churches, and gospel events across the region called for him. The scandal was washed away by the weight of his anointing. His name spread, his songs touched hearts, and his story gave hope to others who had been falsely accused or rejected. And those who mocked him, some came to apologize. Lola and Toby confessed what they did to Damilare when they were caught up with a sex scandal in choir led to the suspension of the both of them. Others watched in silent awe as God used the same boy they tried to bury. Today, Damilare is a renowned gospel minister in Africa and beyond, known not only for his powerful voice, but for his testimony of forgiveness and perseverance. When asked how he survived the darkest chapter of his life, he often smiles and says, They tried to silence my song with lies, but I kept singing, because when God gives you a voice, no man can mute it.